Hello, I'm Thomas Murray, Chief Community Officer with Equitech Futures, and I am thrilled to be joined by one of our Equitech scholars, Otieno Collins Jr., who is a uh, Equitech scholar from Kenya in our 2024 cohort. Collins, I'm so glad that you're here with us today.
Thank you so much, Thomas. I'm equally excited to be here, and I can't wait to have this conversation.
Well, you have been a busy scholar. In addition to being an undergraduate and completing your coursework, you've also found the time to create a startup. And that startup's name is Shamba Salama, which is Swahili, right? Um,
Yes.
I'm not fluent in Swahili. Can you give me a translation into a rough translation into English of what does that mean?
Okay. Yeah. So Shamba Salama actually means smart farming. And of course, it is a Swahili word. Since I'm a Kenyan, so Swahili is the most spoken language. And so I felt a great need of having the name in Swahili.
I love that. Can you tell us a bit about what the aims of this startup are?
Sure. Yeah, so Shamba Salama is actually a mobile-enabled agricultural extension services for specifically for smallholder farmers in Kenya. And one of the main reasons why I was actually thinking about Shamba Salama is because we have the smallholder farmers, about 6 million Kenyans are smallholder farmers. And the 6 million farmers are contributing greatly to the country's economy by providing agricultural products. But then these smallholder farmers, they really have limited information on the best agricultural practices. And so there was a great need for them to get these extension services quite remotely because we have few extension officers, thus limiting the information that they have. And so the farmers would have very limited output, I'd say, agricultural output. So to provide this information was going to help the farmers have at least more adequate production, which contributes to the country's economy. And so this is why there's a great need for building Shamba Salama.
Is this a community of smallholder farmers that you feel like you are familiar with, that you've come up in? Like, why did you choose this as something that you wanted to invest your time in?
Well, Thomas, I've lived in a small community, and looking at the small community where I live in, you realize that there are farmers who are doing smallholder farming, but these farmers have families that they are really supposed to take care of. But then, from their limited output, they're not even able to take care of these families. And this was a challenge because, as a farmer, if this is something that you really depend on, you should be able to really be able to sustain yourself, be able to sustain your family. But this is something that, for the case of my community, it was not happening. And it is not a unique case for my community alone. It is happening in almost all communities for the smallholder farmers. And so it was very important to help these families, these smallholder farmers, to uh, be able to provide for their families, to be able to provide to the general uh, uh, economy of the country, I'd say.
I think this is extraordinary that you've invested your time in this. And you've had a bit of success thus far because you had entered it at the county level. You're from Migori County in Kenya in the
Yeah.
National Presidential Challenge and Innovation Awards, which is hosted by the Kenya National Innovation Agency. And you recently learned that you were the finalist at the county level. Can you tell us about what was the experience of entering it and presenting and ultimately ending up as a finalist?
Well, getting this opportunity was very important to me because I felt it was a very great opportunity to be able to get all the resources that I needed to bring this idea into fruition. because I feel like these are very great opportunity for the smallholder farmers. And so after doing my application, the application process simply began from the county levels. We have 47 counties in Kenya, and so we had a couple people from my county applying. And so, luckily or fortunately enough, my idea was picked amongst the finalists, and it was a very great moment for me. And once I got this information, I was so excited because it was a step ahead into bringing my idea into fruition. And so we had to move to the next step, which was to meet as a finalist so that we could pitch to national judges. So the event took place in Naivasha, that is Nakuru County, bringing all the ideas from the different countries, to compete for 50,000 US dollars, I'd say. And so I was so excited so that I had to invest a whole week preparing for my presentation. And getting there, it was more like a very unique opportunity for me because the setup itself, the stage of for the presentation was quite, it was a national competition, so you can imagine how that was looking like. And standing there presenting to people something that I believe would be so impactful for the community was very nice experience to me. As much as I was competing, I felt like this is the moment where I need to convince these people that these are best startup that would really contribute highly to the community, not only to the community, but to the country as a whole. So at the moment, as a finalist, I'm already entitled to 5,000 US dollars. And the compete, I believe these 5,000 US dollars can actually help me start off. But then we're also competing for the 50,000. Now, that would mean a very big deal for Shamba Salama because it would help us do a lot of things. And so I'm keeping my fingers crossed for this as we wait for the results to be announced.
I am keeping my fingers crossed for you as well, Collins. I know I speak for the whole Equitech Scholars Network when we say that we are so proud of you and we are rooting for you to succeed at the national level. But we are incredibly proud of you being able to be that representative from Mogollon County and to already have a little bit of seed funding in this award competition. It's really quite extraordinary. Um, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask about the power of networks because you have already spoken about the importance of being able to stand up for these farmers in your community. You are someone who notices the social problems around you and wonders if there is technology, if there's innovation, if there are ways that you can help. That's, I think, a testament to your character that
Yeah.
makes me proud to know you. Um, how do you see the value of those communities, of those networks around you in your educational experience, in your community, helping to propel you forward?
Thank you so much for that question, Thomas. Something that is very important to me and has been very important is the power of networking. And I have to say, looking at my journey for Shamba Salama, uh, Shamba Salama is an idea that came to me during my capstone project at Equitech Futures as an Equitech scholar. And it is through the network that I got into Equitech Futures Scholars Program. And I have to say that while I was going through some posts from my friends within my community, I came across the opportunity and I wanted to give it a shot. And luckily, I came to be part of the Equitech scholars, and while building this, while going through the program, I came across Shamba Salama, and it is from there that I started building Shamba Salama. And through the network that I had, through the community at Equitech Futures, I surely can say that I got positive feedback. I got people helping me there. We had Thomas, we had Abilash helping me refine my work. We had Linda, who was in charge of entrepreneurship. And this really helped me to refine. And the feedback that I got really helped me even as I was doing my presentation at the national levels. And I have to say that the network has been so important to me because I still have access to uh, people who can really help me develop. People that I can actually move to ask questions. How can I do this? How can I perfect this? And that has really been important to me. And one thing that I can say, I'm still looking forward to creating a lot of networks, not only because of Shamba Salama, but because of how important I've seen the people around me contributing to my success, people really wanting to help you, and that has been very important to me, Thomas.
Oh, I believe, Collins, that this is only the beginning for you. You already have had such a successful beginning, but it's just going to rise and rise, and we are proud to have you among our Equitech Scholars Network. Thank you for taking a few minutes to talk to us about Shamba Salama. And again, we are going to keep our fingers crossed for your success in the national competition.
Mhm. Thank you so much, Thomas, for having me. It is very important to me.